Hey guys, how are you doing today? I hope that you are doing amazing and fantastic and wonderful. So today's video is all about my Buffy the Vampire Slayer collection. So I know this is a little bit different from my other videos, but I have been loving rewatching Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I'm a little bit behind Slayalong, which is a rewatch-a-thon or a watch-a-thon of Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Angel, and it's run by BookClub and Katie-tastic and all of these lovely people. And I was like, you know what? I haven't done a rewatch in a little bit. Like it's been a little while since I've done a rewatch. So now I am almost done with season 2 of Buffy, and I thought that it would be a lot of fun to sort of like show off some of my collectibles of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So without further ado, let's get into this. The very first thing I have is my Willow Pop. And of course I have to have Buffy, my Buffy Pop as well. I don't have Xander or Cordelia or Giles or Angel, but Willow has always been my favorite character and I had to get her Biff. And so I have these two right here and I loves them. The next thing I have are these really old Buffy the Vampire Slayer little like play Legos. So this is Willow right here, and she comes with a card and her outfit, and then it's also the geisha outfit from the dream episode in season 1 when everyone was sort of stuck in this kid's dream. It's got her laptop and her geisha hair and her little backpack and everything. So that is Willow. And then the Buffy one comes with her purple sweater, her purse, and then it's the same one. The book has fallen from up here, but it's when she has a nightmare that she becomes a vampire. And so this is Vampire Buffy, and you can see sort of like her Gur face as well. I don't know if you can see her Gur face very well, but there's the Gur face. So those are sort of like my collectibles that I have. But let's get into some of the books. So I don't know if you guys have ever heard of the Omnibus series, but Omnibus is sort of a comic book that has all different kinds of comics by different artists and authors and illustrators and everything, and they came out with a Buffy the Vampire Slayer one. I am missing book 2. I actually let one of my teachers in high school read it because he loved Buffy too. He was my Brit Lit teacher, and he actually, I'm not even joking, let me write my junior paper comparing Giles from Buffy and Sherlock, because they're both British and like different things. Like, I had a whole entire blast writing that paper. I mean, I got a B, but it was pretty fun to write. So here's Omnibus, the first one, and it says the definitive collection of the first Buffy comic series starts here. The volume begins at the beginning, the origin, a faithful adaptation of creator Joss Whedon's original Buffy screenplay. The newly chosen Slayer's road to Sunnydale continues by way of Vegas and a mental institution and scenes of high school, the early Scoobies, like all of it. And you can go through and you can see like the art changes throughout the comic book as well. So we've got different artists, different stories. We dive a little bit more into the episode of Buffy being in an insane asylum, which really always threw me like a lot. That was a really good episode. Then we go into volume 3 because I don't have volume 2, and we've got Cordelia and short-haired Willow, Buffy, Giles, and Xander, and it's the same thing. You've got all different kinds of comics throughout here talking about Buffy, and it's really cool. I love these so much. You can tell how much I've read them by how easily they lay open because I've reread them a ton. We have Buffy the Vampire Slayer Volume 4, and it just goes more and more. We've got some Spike in here and different things like that. I'm not gonna ruin anything for anyone, but Spike is my favorite. I love Spike. And then we have Volume 5 with Buffy and Faith on the cover. I just love going through and reading and looking at all of everybody's adaptations and creations of Buffy, and what they believe everything looks like, and I really, really enjoy it. So those are my omnibus books, my comic books. Then we have Queen of the Slayers by Nancy Holder. I'm not gonna give you too much information, but this is what happens after season 8, I believe. Yes, so this is after season 7, before season 8 of the comic books. And so this goes into a little bit more detail. This is really, really good. I got this as, I believe, a senior present. Yeah, I absolutely love this. It has been well loved and well worn over the past, 10 plus years, and I absolutely love it. We go into, this was a graduation present for me, my senior year. What Would Buffy Do? The Vampire Slayer as a Spiritual Guide by Jana Reese. I will let you know that Buffy helped me through probably one of the hardest times in my life ever. My mom was really, really sick and things were up and down. We had a lot of medical issues and different things like that, and I was working 2 jobs and going to school full time. Like it was a whole heck of a lot, and this book really, really, really did get me through a lot of things. I mean, just watching Buffy and Angel in general, this talks about like personal spirituality, be a hero even when you'd rather go to the mall, the power of self-sacrifice. It goes into companions of the journey, what can't we face if we're together, a little nod at Once with More Feeling, the power of friendship, and saving the world. So like we've got all different kinds of things in here, and it talks about the different episodes and everything like that. So this is a really, really good read. So during my junior year, I believe, I got super, super excited about my Buffy, addiction, and I purchased the script book for season 2, volume 2 and volume 3. This is the original shooting scripts from season 2. So like if you open it up, it's huge, and you can see like all of the scripts of what people are saying. And behind here it says, Buffy's first crush arrives in Sunnydale with a dark secret and a hidden agenda. Giles' rebellious past is uncovered. A second Slayer hits the Hellmouth scene. Hands down, Buffy the Vampire Slayer season 2 was rife with memorable Buffy moments. And so I have this one, and then I also have this one. These are the only 2 script books that I have, because they actually weren't that much money, I guess. $15 at the time, which isn't too bad. I could have sworn like high school me really thought that was expensive, but I pressed a sunflower in this book. Okay, that was well over 10 years ago, and I didn't even realize that I did that. That's pretty cool. I don't know where that flower is from, but apparently I pressed it. That's a cool thing. The next thing that I have, and don't laugh at me guys, so I played D&D for years. I love building characters and different things like that, and so when I saw that there was a Buffy the Vampire role-playing game, I like freaking jumped the gun and I purchased it. So like we've got like some assembly acquired, but like if you go in here, like it even has like here's Xander's like sheet and everything. And I actually started a campaign as well. And so this was probably like 7 or 8 years ago. I started a campaign. My city was called, instead of Sunnydale, it was called Temptation Falls. And it says, beginning, characters are at the festival in a park surrounded by a thick forest. Principal blank forced the characters to go help with the festival in the first place. So it wasn't a huge shock that they got pulled into doing the cleanup. It wasn't until the darkness fell that they were able to leave. Like I even did like a little map of the place. I did a map of what Temptation Falls looks like. Like, this was just so much fun to do and to create, and it's got all different kinds of like things. Like, you can create your own little vampires for your people to go and like battle against, and it was just so much fun. I loved it so much. I didn't ever actually get to DM the game, but it was fun coming up with the premise of it all and everything like that. So that is one of my favorite books that I got for Buffy. Then I have this huge monstrosity by Dark Horse. This is the Buffy the Vampire Slayer panel to panel. So if you go in here, it's just all of these different artworks, especially for the 8th season of Buffy, because there's only 7 physical seasons of Buffy, and then there's the 8th season, which I'll get into. And so it's just showing like how everything was designed and the different types of drawings for Buffy and all the characters. Like, how cool is some of this artwork? It is absolutely just mind-blowingly beautiful and just so much fun. I really, really loved this as well. And so it's the panel to panel. So those are like my big books of it. And then I go into my comics, and I recently got a few more extra comics for my Buffy season 8, and I'll go through these really quickly because I don't want to spoil anything for anyone. But season 7 leaves off, and you're sort of like it leaves off in a good way, but you still want a little bit of more of that Buffy and the Scooby Gang and everything like that. So Dark Horse goes into creating season 8 of Buffy. And so it goes into like what's going on in the world. So we've got the first one, which is this one right here. And I'm just going to go through and show you the covers of them. There is number 2, 3. Willow looks badass in this one. Here's Dawn and Buffy on 4, 5. We've got Faith. We've got Giles. Faith and Buffy. More Faith. We've got, I believe this is Willow and Buffy. Pretty sure it's Willow and Buffy. This is 12. This is another rendition of 12. I really liked it as well. So there's different covers that you can get for all of the, for all of them. This is 13, and I've got 2 for 13. So there's this one for 13. Here's another one for 13. Here's number 14, 15. Here's another one for 15, which is kind of cool. I think I like this one better. Here's 16, The Return of the Fray. Here is 17. I really like the cool blues and everything. And then here's the last episode that I have. I think it goes well into the 40s. I'm not quite sure. And this is 18. So that was the end of season 8 that I have. Again, there are a lot more. I have special sort of comics. This is the annual 99, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the latest craze. And so that looks like this. It's got Oz and Willow and Buffy on there. There's this one, since Willow's my favorite. I do have one comic that is just Willow from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Then we get into Angel. So Angel, I'm not gonna tell you, but I kinda gotta tell you. Angel ends up with his own series as well. And so I do have I do have 3 different script books for Angel. So I've got Angel issue 1, the episode City of. Then I've got issue 2, A Hole in the World. And then I've got issue 6, episode Sanctuary. And so like if you look in these, it's the actual script of that episode, which is really cool with different like drawings and everything. It says, IDW Publishing presents monthly illustrated script books offering the very best Angel episodes pulled from its 5-season run, which is really, really cool. I really love it. And, you know, I mean, it's got like Doyle, rip Doyle, but we've got Doyle and everything. Then Angel has a lot of different types of comic books. So here's the Not Fade Away. And so I've got Not Fade Away issue 1 and issue 2 on here. Then I have just the regular Angel, I believe. So we've got Angel here, and then we have the other one right here, and then the last one right there. We have Blood and Trenches of Angel, which these ones are sort of like mattified covers, and it's very like black and white, old school type of comic books with like little bits of color where there's blood and things like that. But other than that, it's very, very black and white types of comics, which is awesome. So that is Blood in the Trenches. Then Smile Time is probably one of my absolute favorite episodes of Angel, when they get turned into like Muppets, like puppets, which is so cool. So we've got like Muppet Angel and everything. It's just brilliant. So we've got that one, and then I have it again with a different color because I had to. Like, I couldn't not do Spike and Angel as Muppets. Like, that's just a thing that had to happen. So those are all of my Angel comic books that I have here. And then, like I said, I love Spike. Like, Spike's one of my absolute favorite characters. And so I have the first 4 in After the Fall. So this is after Angel ends. And so we've got Spike here being his badass self throughout here, and there's like stories and different things like that on here. There's issue number 2. We have issue number 3. I just love the yellow and like everything in this. It's just my life. It's so good. And I love the artwork, and it's just, I love it. And then here's the episode number 4, or issue number 4. Then we get into, these ones are sort of like, they're called Old Wounds, Old Wounds and Lost and Found. And they are these right here. And so this one this is all about Angel, so it's through here, and it's different artwork again throughout here that you get to see. And I love it. Here's Angel and Spike on the cover of this one, and some of the artwork through here. We have Old Times, and so this one actually has the actor on it, which is so much fun. And then of course I had to get the actual episode of Shadow Puppets on Spike, and it's like the back says "The felt will fly," and it talks about all of that. And so we've got the whole episode on here, which is fantastic. I love it so much. But then I also got this one right here. It's a black and white on the cover, and then on the inside it's the same Shadow Puppet episode on here. Serious, guys, that was one of my favorite episodes of all time. Then there's Spike Asylum. So I've got issue number 1, and then I have issue number 2 right here that you can see. Issue number 3. And I like how they go back and forth between like drawing of the actor and drawing of the character. And so here's number 4B, I believe. And then Lorne, oh, rip Lorne. The actor has actually passed away for who played Lorne. So those are good. And then we've got, okay, so one of the most funniest episodes of Buffy was when Dracula came. Oh my God, if you ever, when you get to that one, it's great. But so I've got Spike versus Dracula as well. And so it's just like different, I've got episodes 1 through 4, or issues 1 through 5 of Spike versus Dracula. So it's like throughout time when he, you know, has run-ins with Dracula, which is great. And I don't know, I absolutely love it. So I know that this was a long one, and I'm so happy if you stayed until the end. Leave the vampire emoji down below to let me know that you made it till the very end. Do you guys love Buffy the Vampire Slayer or Angel or Firefly? What about Dollhouse? Anything that Whedon has put his hands on, I absolutely love, hands down. It's amazing. It makes my heart happy. So please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, guys, happy reading. Bye.